Hey, what's up, guys? Captain Jeff here, episode 11 of Catch Flights, Not Feelings. We have the lovely Viviana with us today. How are you?
I'm good. Hi.
Why don't you tell us, do you prefer Viviana or
Vivi is fine.
Vivi? Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're not from here. Where are you from?
So I'm from Switzerland, but my mom is from Spain and my dad is from Italy.
Wow,
And yeah, I moved here by myself like almost 3 years ago.
interesting. Okay. Come here. And how many, you said you speak a bunch of languages. How many languages do you
Yeah,
speak?
I speak 6 languages.
Wow. See, she's not all looks. She's not all boobs. She has a big brain too to match. So that's good. That's rare in Miami. One reason why I wanted to have Viviana on or Vivi because I realized that it's very unique to find a girl in Miami, especially a very beautiful woman that is not impressed by money. And
Yeah.
she seems a little bit different. She's not impressed by the glamour and money and all this stuff. I tried to impress her and to try to get in her pants, but it didn't work. So, what impresses you?
So yeah, as you said, like money, I realize here money is really important in Miami, but I think for me it's not important at all. I think of course you need to have money, but you cannot impress me with money. Like impressing me is like how the person is, like for example, if somebody supports you, is real, is nice to you, is loyal, that's way more valid, or like for me that's a bigger value than just having money, because money can come and go, like money,
Yeah.
maybe today you have money, tomorrow you don't have money, and it doesn't matter, like if I need something or if I need money, I can do by myself, or I also have my parents.
Mm. Yeah, that's a good point. Money does come and go. Money is nice. I mean, it
Yeah,
lets the man take you out to nice places and do nice things and have good experiences, but it shouldn't be the primary motivator.
exactly.
Of course, you want to be with a guy that's ambitious and not lazy,
Yeah,
but you want a guy, number one, it seems like, to treat you well.
exactly,
Yeah,
and not just treat you well because money, like that's money. Okay, if you have money, that's fine, that's cool, that's a good point, like because like if you both have money, that's even better,
yeah,
but it's not like something that impresses me. Like I look for other things, that's,
yeah,
yeah, that's more important.
yeah. So she came, and how long have you been here from Europe? You moved from
Yeah,
Switzerland?
almost 3 years.
3 years,
Yeah.
okay. And you've been on a student visa, I'm guessing?
Yeah,
Okay, what are you studying?
I study psychology and translation. Yeah, I
That's
have like a
that's
double
cool.
major.
Most people come here from South America, wherever they just study English. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the easy thing.
Yeah,
But
they're like doing an
you
language school, but I'm
you
like
have
in a
a
university.
real degree.
Yes, exactly.
So you
Yeah.
could come here on a language school and just learn English and still get a student visa. Uh,
No, you won't, like you don't really get a student visa. You get more like a ESTA, but you cannot stay here longer than 6 months. But I wanted to play soccer too, and I wanted to stay longer than 6 months. And I was like, I want to combine soccer with school. And that's why I decided to come here to have my bachelor's that I'm
mhm.
gonna graduate now in December.
Oh,
So
congrats.
yeah, that's what I wanted to do, not just like for 6 months.
Yeah. I thought she was very interesting because not only is she ambitious and smart, but she also is a very talented athlete. Apparently, soccer skills run in your family. Your brother plays soccer,
Yeah, we're all
you
like
play
soccer
soccer.
family.
Miami is the only place in the U.S. where people actually like soccer. I hate soccer. One of the reasons why I hate soccer is it's to me it's just a very boring sport. There's lots of like back and forth, up and down the field, but not much scoring. Lots of defense. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a big defensive game. I feel like I like sports like basketball, American football, that's more like offense and strategy versus just a kicking. Think about it. You have this massive net, and these guys are hardly, the score could be 0-0 or 2-0.
I think it's maybe because you don't play it. Because soccer, for me, it's not boring at all. I think there's other sports that are more boring than that. Like for me, soccer is always really, really
Well,
like
playing it's
interesting.
probably fun, but I'm talking about from a spectator.
I mean, watching too.
There's not much scoring. That's all I'm saying. It's more of a defensive sport. I
I
prefer
mean,
more
it
offensive
always
sport.
depends what teams you're watching, but I rather watch European teams. It's, yeah, higher
But a
level.
high score would still be what 3-2. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
not a
it
high
doesn't need
scoring
to be a
game.
high score. Like even if they almost score, like it's interesting.
Okay, so almost score. Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, so they get excited about almost scoring in football and soccer,
yeah, football.
and I think Americans are just the reason why it's never going to be huge in the U.S. other than Miami because it is mostly people from South America and Europe. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think we just have the patience for it. We like more action, and almost scoring for us is not enough. That's why we're the best country in the world.
I'm
We don't
just
almost
saying,
win
like,
wars. We win
for
wars.
me, soccer, like, I don't like to say soccer. For me, that's football, whatever.
Yeah.
Football. I'm talking now about football because
Football.
soccer,
Yeah, we don't want
what,
to confuse the viewers.
no,
Yeah.
football, whatever. Football, for me, it's, like, everyone has their own
Yeah.
opinion.
So
But
for
for
you, you
me,
like it.
of course, that's why
I,
I'm playing it.
I was just telling you why I don't like it, and
Yeah,
that's why a lot of Americans, I think, don't love soccer because, I don't know.
yeah, valid.
I get bored. And same thing with hockey. Hockey's a very popular sport, ice
Yeah,
hockey in America, but it's the same principle. There's very little scoring. But I think hockey's a little bit more fun to watch. 'Cause at least they beat each other up a little bit, which
yeah.
is
For
kind
me,
of
it's
fun.
not about scoring, it's about how they play. But that's the thing, like, I like it because I grew up with soccer, like football. So, yeah, but everyone has their
Yeah,
own
if you
opinion.
grew up in the U.S., maybe you like other sports, right?
Yeah, we don't
So it all
know.
depends, and that's why I never argue with people based on religion and various things like that.
Yeah,
It's like you're only religious probably because that's how you grew up, So
exactly.
I think yeah, it's a lot nature versus nurture. So that's interesting. So you've been here 3 years, and you've dated a bunch of guys in that, or you've been mostly single? What's your
I've
like?
been single.
Been single most of that 3 years?
Yeah.
Is it just because you're too busy with school and work to?
I'm really busy and like I don't know, it's just like difficult to be honest because I don't know what's gonna happen if I stay here, if I go home, and it's always also like I'm going home over the summer, come back, so it's really hard to like date. And for me here in Miami, it's really hard to date because I think the guys don't really want something serious, and for me that's hard. Like they rather like just want to have fun
Hmm,
with like plenty of women. I'm
yeah,
not talking about that every man is like that, but I experience most of them like that. So
yeah.
that's why I try to focus on myself so I can finish my studies, I can do my soccer, and then we'll see what happens. Trying to stay here, and yes, let's see what happens.
Well, good thing for you, Vivi. It's for the first time in my life, I'm actually not just trying to have fun. I'm looking for an actual woman to date more long
Hmm.
term. And when I was her age, when I was in my 20s and early 30s, she's right. I mean, a lot of these guys they just want to have sex with as many women as they could because they're like, oh, I'm only going to be young for so long. And as we call that in America, being a fuckboy. So I don't know if you
Yeah,
heard that, yeah. So and I think the fuckboy epidemic is much more worse now because there's just so many options. You have guys sliding in DMs. They have all these different dating apps. So there's so many options, and it takes a little while for men to mature. That's why I said you should consider a guy that's a little bit older, like myself, because by the time you hit my age, 39, 40 years old, they usually get that all out of their system. And I've been single the past 5 years, and I'm kind of just getting sick of constantly going on different dates with a million different women. And if I could find just like one good girl to like date, travel with, and just be a partner with, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So you're going to school, you're playing soccer, you're very busy. I know we have some mutual friends and stuff. So I've seen you do some bikini modeling. Tell me about that. Obviously, you have a very nice body. How long have you been modeling bikinis for?
so in Switzerland, I did like I did a lot of photo shootings, and then once when I came here, like I had a photo shooting, and then they asked me to like do a short like walk, and it was really good. And they told me, yeah, you should go to castings and stuff for like Miami Swim Week, for Art Basel, New York Fashion Week. So I started to go on castings, and they called me for the shows. So I started to do it, and I really enjoy to be in front of the camera to do like modeling, print, whatever it is, commercial. Like I'm trying to increase it because I really love to do photos. Like wherever I am, I always do photos of myself, and yeah, I enjoy it.
Well, I would too if I looked like that. And she's blessed. She does not have a boob job. All
Yeah, I'm
natural,
all
all
natural.
natural. And I think that's one part of the reason why a lot of these people want you to model because
Yeah,
you have like, a good face and natural looking body, which is rare nowadays. Most people have plastic faces and over the
it
top
can be, but
bodies.
sometimes it's also difficult because you compete against like other girls, they're like all beautiful and yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm proud that I'm natural, and a lot of people don't believe me.
I
So
believe you.
that I'm happy. So
No, but it sounds fun. You're young. You're 23 years old.
I'm 22. I'm turning 23.
You're almost done with your bachelor degree. You play soccer. You're very talented. You're mostly single. Like what else? So I guess you don't have time really to have fun much because you're so busy with all your scholastics and sports.
I can like me for example. I always have a balance of my life. Like in the mornings I play soccer, then I go like to school and study. I learn. I go, yeah, do something with my friends. I go to the beach. I do like I don't know. I plan my day so I can be productive and do a
Mhm.
lot of things. Because yeah, I live once and I want to do like I want to experience, explore, and that's why also I like to travel because I don't want to get bored about something. I want to, experience in my young age is a lot of things, and so I don't regret it later.
Yeah, that's good. So you're the first European, I believe, that I've had on here. What's the biggest culture shock coming from Europe to Miami? And it's not like you just come to some random city. You're coming to one of the craziest party cities in the country outside of Vegas, arguably, or maybe even just as much as Vegas. So, what's the biggest culture shock as far as maybe the people here or the scenery or anything?
So yeah, like Europe, like let's say Switzerland, where I'm from, and Miami is really different, like really different. I cannot say what I prefer, but what I can say when I first came here that a lot of things are different, like rules, but also like a lot of things. People are different. People think different. The culture is different. Yes, it's a party city. Yes, I can tell, but Switzerland, for example, is not a party city at all, and it's like more boring, but
Hmm.
it's like more calm. And for me, like what I realized is the education. That education is way higher in Switzerland, so that's why I was a little bit shocked when I came.
So, people are smarter in Switzerland.
I'm not saying it's
I'm
smarter.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying the education is higher. So like what we learn, like yeah, it's school is so much like so hard. For example, in Switzerland, not everyone can go to college, or like not even everyone can go to high school. And here it's like more everyone is going to high school and almost everyone is going to college. That's like a different system. So that's why this was a really like different for us like Europeans when we come here. It's like different, but I mean I like it. Like I like to be here.
Obviously, or else you wouldn't be here. Going to what you said about being much more difficult in school, I don't think just because something's harder doesn't necessarily mean it's better. For example, children that are raised in households with a lot of hard rules and regulations, a lot of them, they are the biggest fuck ups because they try to revolt against their over restrictive parents, and that's just
Yeah.
a fact. Now, I think proof that maybe these overly hard schools in Europe might not be the best either, because there's a difference between being scholastically smart, right, and being good at taking tests in school and passing tests, to being business smart and intelligent in other ways. And
Yeah.
when you make things too difficult, a lot of people aren't going to want to do it. And in the U.S., at least, some of the most wealthy, successful people in the U.S. don't even have college degrees, or they dropped out of college. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, and there's plenty of other examples. So I think a lot of people think that the college um, could be a waste of time and just a big money pit. Number one, you don't really need it as long as you learn certain trades. And go to classes and schooling and maybe self-taught, or these things to learn certain skill sets that you need. But I think for a lot of people, college, you're right, it's just a big waste. They drink, they party, they don't take it seriously. But I think the proof's in the pudding. Like, when just because the schools are harder doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lead to smarter people that are going to contribute in a more meaningful way in society. And case in point, the U.S. is the wealthiest country in the world. We have the most millionaires and billionaires in the world. Almost every single company is that has really made the humans evolve better, like is based here. All the inventions, or people are invented here: electricity, airplanes,
Yeah.
right, all this stuff. So there's a great amount of wealth to be made, and people that are extremely smart and ambitious without having a harder
Yeah, I'm not talking
education.
about being smarter or stuff. I'm just saying the education is different because what we learn, for example, there in high school, we start learning here in college, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different, for everyone. But that's like how when I talk to European, they all think like me and say that. So that's why I wanted to
Yeah.
mention it. But I mean, yeah, it's very different. It's everything is different. Just like starting with the weather, it's different. But yeah, like of course it's different. It's different continents, different languages, like different culture. But
Yeah.
I like it. So
Yeah. It's not that one's better or worse than the other. I
no,
mean,
it's just different.
Switzerland's beautiful. I think Switzerland's great. It has some of the most beautiful scenery. One thing I don't like about Europe is they are overregulated. There's a lot of red tape. There's just more rules and regulation, and they lean a little bit more liberal and borderline socialist in some of these European countries. Where in the U.S., I think it's easier because there's more freedom. But the more freedom you have, the more crime you'll have. So it's a balance,
Yeah,
right?
I think, but that's also the point. I think if you're American, yes, you have more freedom. But for international people, I think it's not that easy to be here because, yeah, it's like hard because you need to be able to find, like you need to study hard, you need to find your OPT, you need to find your CPT, you need to extend your visa, and you're always in a constant like, oh my God, my visa is expiring. So it's
Yeah.
not so easy,
To
but
stay here legally, I agree. It's difficult for that, right? Unless you want to get married to somebody or a
yeah.
green card. But yeah, people who come here illegally used to be really easy, but now they have to watch their back for ICE because Trump is cracking down. And I think most people agree that that's a good thing. You shouldn't just have open borders. Look what happens to a lot of these countries in Europe. They're getting overrun from refugees from
Yeah.
other countries. So
I mean, at least I'm from Switzerland. We're neutral. We have
yeah.
like no problems. So yeah.
Yeah, but clearly, obviously, you like the U.S. or you want to be here. There's a lot to offer. It could always be worse. I mean, I think ideally, I'd like to live part time in Europe, maybe a couple months out of the year, but still be home. My home is the U.S. because the taxes are lower. I feel just like I have more freedom. I could carry a gun with me in my car if I want. And I know,
That's also culture shock.
yeah,
Like, wow,
and
that scares me.
and I know Europe, they it's really hard for people to get guns.
Yeah, we don't really need a gun in Switzerland. Like,
You don't need, but the problem is,
we're not even allowed to use that. I would not
yeah,
even want to use
and the
that.
problem is a lot of these Europeans don't understand about the guns. They see certain things on the media like, oh my God, it's so dangerous, but that's just a small subset that they show in certain cities or gang violence and stuff like this or riots. But I feel very safe walking around Miami with a nice fancy watch at any time of the day. I just feel very safe here. Obviously, I wouldn't go to an extremely ghetto section of a certain city in Chicago. Typically, the most cities with the highest crime are the ultra liberal cities like Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles.
I know,
But yeah, statistically speaking, that is the case, and the reason part of that reason is because they have more regulation there. More. So what happens is, if you're in Florida or Texas, and a bad guy tries to rob you and come into your house, chances are they'll probably get shot because they know everyone has guns here for protection. By the time you call the police, it's too late.
yeah.
Whereas if you're in Chicago or Los Angeles, someplace where it's hard to purchase a weapon to defend yourself, the bad guys are still going to have weapons, right? They'll still get the weapons. The problem is there's just too many guns in the U.S. to say we're going to ban guns outright. So, we have to be able to allow the good people, right, law-abiding citizens to be able to have guns to defend themselves. And that's the whole argument for our Second Amendment and everything. And when you have too much regulation and too much control, the bad guys will still do it. The good guys will have no way to defend themselves, and that's kind of how I think most people in the U.S. Feel, other than if you're extreme left.
Yeah.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Now, if we were in a country like Switzerland that didn't really have many guns,
No.
they
We don't even allowed to do wars, so yeah.
Yeah. You should just stick to chocolate and banking, whatever you guys are good at.
Yeah.
What else are you guys known for besides banking and chocolate? And beautiful women, obviously.
Yeah.
What else? That's
I
it?
mean-
That's all they have out there, other than mountains and skiing?
That's already enough.
That's enough?
That's important things.
So mountains, skiing, beautiful women, chocolate, and banking.
Yeah, money, education.
It's very expensive there, too, I've noticed.
It is, yeah.
Would you say it's more expensive than Miami?
The thing is, like, it's like because you don't need to tip and you don't have like the taxes right away on top. So if you go eat here, you need to 20% taxes and then tip and then this and this, and then it turns out you need $30 more.
So you think going out to eat Miami is more expensive than or about the same.
Let's say it's the same prices, but because there's tip and taxes, I think Miami is a little bit more
So
expensive.
there they already include the tax and tip in the price of the meal.
You don't tip.
So there's no tax at all.
You
on
can
food.
tip if you want, like $2, but
Well, what about tax?
nobody
There's
does
no
it.
tax when you go out to eat for the restaurant. There's no tax.
I mean, there might be included, but
It's probably included
not like
then.
here, like crazy, and then 20%.
Well, here the tax isn't too bad. I think it's like what, a 6 or 7%, depending on the state. Each state.
Yeah, but I
different.
mean, the tip is
The tip-
always
the tip.
so much, and you don't like here. If you don't tip, they will be like angry and mad at you and look at you like, "What?
Yeah.
You don't tip?" But there, nobody tip.
Well, Miami is the only place in the country, not just Florida, just Miami in
Yeah.
particular, where it's automatically included. The rest of the country, yeah, they expect at least a 15 to 20% because the restaurant pays them so little, they pass the cost of their salary to us, which I
Yes.
think is fucked up.
And I think that's also different. Switzerland is one of the best paid country, and it's like a really safe country. That's also very important to say. So that's why it's paid so much better. Like like if I compare some jobs here and there, it's always better paid there. So that's also why
probably
maybe the
depend-
taxes are more expensive and all this, you know.
It depends on the job. Probably like the shitty jobs pay better there because they have higher minimum wage. But the good tech jobs and like the high paying white collar jobs probably pay, I would say, just as much, if not more here. For example, like Meta, Google, all these
Could
tech
be, yeah.
companies, they pay. Some
I
of these
don't know
guys, some of these
about
people are
that.
making like $1 million a year. Some of these tech
Could be,
people. So
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I agree with you. At the very least,
I just like normal jobs.
yeah,
you pay,
shitty jobs.
They pay
or
way
normal-
more.
Yeah,
Like
because they do. It is kind of sad here. I consider myself a capitalist, but there are the minimum wage has been like ultra low for so many years. I think it's like
yeah.
$6 or $7 an hour, and people
Yeah,
can't.
and there it's like 20, like 18 or 20, I think. I'm not sure, but I think not less than that.
Yeah.
And like 18 Swiss francs. I don't know how much dollars it is, but yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it is sad when I'm kind of torn because I do believe minimum wage should go up, but then I also believe the price of things will go up, right? And if let's say you own McDonald's and you have to pay $25 an hour, you're going to
Yeah.
replace as many of those jobs as you could with robots or
know.
self-service kiosks. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, but what I realized, the gas, oh my God, it's so cheap in Miami.
cheap, not just
Like,
Miami, the
when
whole
you go-
U.S. Yeah.
Yes, if you go to Switzerland, like wow, like you pay, let's say maybe here to have a full tank, $30-$40. But when I go there, like you pay at least $150 for a whole tank.
Yeah, that
Like
is
it's
one
like
thing I noticed.
110
Yeah.
Swiss francs, like around
So
150.
going out to eat might be about the same, but yeah, gas is a lot more money there. Also, probably,
Very.
I know taxes are higher there. We get to keep more of our money here that we earn.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of benefits, a lot of cost savings living here. I don't know how much would rent cost there in like a nice place in downtown
It
Zurich?
always, let's say in Zurich, yeah, in Zurich could be like, I think here it's like more expensive,
Here's
like
more.
6,000, 7,000. It's like more in Zurich. It depends where you live, but you can find apartments like starting like 1,500 already.
Wow.
And yeah, it can go up, of course, but I
But
think.
here you can't find anything.
But
for
here you
less than
can't
2,500.
find, no. And there I would say, yeah, it's like maybe 2,000, 3,000, like normally.
Maximum.
Not maximum, but like average.
Average. Yeah, so maybe a little bit cheaper, not substantially.
Yeah.
Not like South America cheap, but,
Yeah, but
still a lot cheaper.
When
than
I
here.
see the prices in Miami, it's like more expensive, but I would say it's also like because you have the beach, you have a good view, you're like it's different. In Switzerland, you might be in a street that you don't see anything, like
Yeah.
like just
Oh,
some houses.
We have obviously Miami, New York, Los Angeles, some of the most expensive cities in the U.S. But we
Yeah.
have a lot of very affordable places. That's the good thing about America. That's why I'm proud of I'm a patriot. But like we just have so much to offer as far as like lots of different types of people from all over the world, the diverse landscapes. You want to be
Yeah.
skiing in Vail or Aspen, in the winter, and then you can shoot over to Miami and be at the beach. So in Europe, there's really no place where you could be skiing and at the beach in the winter at the same time of year because it gets cold. Even in like Barcelona, it gets a little chilly, like 15, 16 degrees. So, right. So there's things a lot of people don't think about, right?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these Europeans in the winter, they go to Egypt, right? They go to these places a little further south. They go to Bali. What would you say the most popular vacation destination is for Swiss people in the winter?
In winter?
Yeah, to get out of the cold, like you want to go somewhere tropical. Phuket?
Mm, it depends. Like most of the people stay in winter because that's
They
what
want
they
ski.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go ski, they go to the
So
mountains.
when do they leave? Do they just never leave?
They live over the summer always.
Summer?
Because
Okay.
in summer in Switzerland it's so hot and you don't have really a beach. You only have the like the Rhine, like the sea and stuff, so the lake. So that's why they leave. Like in summer they go back to their families, like wherever they're coming from, Italy, Spain, Albania. They're going there to visit yeah, to the family,
So in the
or
summer
most
they
of the
leave.
times they're going like to Italy, Spain,
Yeah.
Ibiza, Barcelona.
Yeah, makes sense.
Greece is also very popular right now. Bodrum is popular right now in Europe. So yeah, stuff like that.
Interesting. What's your favorite vacation destination in Europe?
So it always depends what I'm wanting to go for. Like if we really want to go party, then we go to Ibiza. We really love Ibiza or Mykonos. We just went there. It's really nice. It's like good vibes because you have party, beach, and city. But if you want to do like just relax, like you would like maybe go more like
Marbella?
yeah, Marbella.
Marbella?
Yeah, Marbella is also party. Marbella is very expensive, but for example, Italy, I go a lot of times to Spain to my family. But if you want to have good food, of course, Italy.
Yeah.
They have good beaches as well. I love it. But yeah, there's a lot of good places.
One of my favorite things about Barcelona, I've been to Ibiza, I've been to
Yeah.
all over Italy, I've been to Mykonos, Santorini, I've been all over Europe. One of my favorite things in Barcelona was they had the topless beaches. Women never wear tops there. Have you noticed that in Barcelona? They're all topless. Do you participate in that topless?
No, I would never do
You
that.
hide your boobs.
I would always hide my boobs.
So
I don't like, for me, I would never go to this beach. I just don't really think. I mean, of course they can do whatever they want, but for me,
You want to
it's
hide that.
unaesthetic. Like it's
Yeah.
just not. It doesn't look good because imagine there are children there and they're like gonna ask, "What's this?" You know, like I
I
don't
just
know.
thought the Europeans were so used to it because when I was in Spain, a lot of even like hot girls were topless, and I was very for me that was a little bit of a culture shock. And I thought the European,
But it's only one beach though.
yeah, it was like by the W, like the main
Yeah,
part.
that's
Yeah,
only one beach.
yeah. Oh, so you're saying most of Spain's not like that usually?
There's a lot of beaches in Spain. The women, like for example, in north of Spain, where I'm from, like a lot of times in beaches they're without top, but they want to forbid that now. They don't want this anymore.
I hate whatever lawmakers are trying to forbid that, or that's
They
gay.
should they
That's
should
gay.
forbid it.
No.
I don't think it's aesthetic.
Oh, I
show
think
the
it's
whole
natural.
world.
I mean, if
Yeah,
men
but you
can
don't
be
need to
topless, why
show.
can't women?
No, you don't need to show
Well, whatever.
your whole world.
We'll just agree to disagree on that.
Your boobs.
But when I went to Barcelona a couple years ago, I thought all the men wear Speedos. And apparently they don't do that anymore. I brought a Speedo as a joke to wear it. And I wore it on the
I know
beach.
some people that wear that, but they're like more like the swimmers.
Or older people. Like when
They
I
go
went,
swim.
like, yeah, no one was wearing Speedos. So
Or to tan because
Yeah.
they don't want having the
so
tan
like
line.
gay men, most of the people that wear them here are gay men. But in Europe, I thought everyone wore Speedos.
Oh
so
yeah,
I
that's
brought
not
one.
something
but
that's no.
They used to. I guess they're not in style anymore. They wear regular trunks.
Yeah.
You know.
I know people that do that when they tan, or like when they go swim, but that's it.
You work out a lot, huh? Other than soccer, or you just do soccer? I mean, football.
I mean, in soccer, we do work out a lot with the team, like lifting and stuff. And now I'm gonna also start to hit more the gym. Yeah, like usually people ask me, what's your gym routine? What's your gym plan? And I'm like, honest, I'm not really going to the gym. It's not like that I really like to go to the gym. Like when I was younger, like let's say 2-3 years ago, I was more often in the gym. But right now I just play soccer and have the team lifting. And I
Yeah.
think with soccer you already have a lot of, like fitness.
Cardio, yeah.
Yeah,
I think you need to do a
cardio.
little bit. You should probably get in the gym, do it. I could take you through a workout sometime. I've been working out my whole life, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this device? Have you ever seen this? I brought this for you. It's called the Shake Weight. So this, I forgot I had it at home. I found it in the closet. I'm like,
Wait, what's that?
you never seen it? So this thing was like years ago, went viral in the US because it's an exercise device. And people were just like, it went viral because it was like so weird, but it actually works. So what you do is you come in, South Park did an episode making fun of this before. We come here, you come like this, you do this, and you actually get a really good workout. Like you get your arms, your chest, you brace your core because it has some sort of spring in there. Here, try it. Have you tried it? You never tried it? Here, try it. So you grab both hands and then just shake it
That
up.
looks stupid.
No, shake. Yeah. You have to go hard.
No.
You never. Are you shy?
Okay. No, I know how to do it.
But I can't believe that you never seen the shake weight. See, the faster you shake it.
I'm like sore right now. I can't do this.
I just, for some reason, whatever, brought this. I thought it'd be funny to watch you do it, but you're too shy.
You can do it.
Yeah. But essentially, yeah, it's funny because people like make fun of it, like it's jerking off or whatever, So there's an episode in South Park making fun of it, yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was the most random. I was just wondering if you guys had this in Europe.
I've never seen
that
device.
In Europe? Okay, all right. Well, whatever. You learn something new every day. Well, that's cool. Well, is there what else you want to tell me? I think we're almost out of time. That was pretty quick. We're already at 30 minutes. What's you want to tell me anything else about you or about like, anything you have going on in the future? I mean, you're just playing soccer. Is there a way we could see you play?
Yeah, so I played summer league here and our season is gonna start soon. Yeah, yeah, let's see what's gonna happen in my future. I'm not sure yet where I'm gonna end up playing soccer. I'm not sure, like football. Yeah, I mean, I will see day by day what I'm gonna do because also like career wise, I'm still deciding what master I'm gonna do. I want to do my master here in Miami, and then we'll see.
Do you want people to follow you on Instagram? Do you want to say your Instagram? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your Instagram?
You can follow me on my Instagram. It's Viviana, like Viviana dot. Then Ainoa. It's written like Ainoha. Ainoa. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, don't get your hopes up, people. She does not have an OnlyFans.
No.
Sorry to ruin your excitement there. No OnlyFans. She has a brain, and she's going to be successful one day.
Yeah.
And maybe I could help you somehow. Maybe you could work for my company or whatever, but I'd love to help you out any way I could. And, have fun in the U.S. and the rest of your time in school.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for coming on the podcast. And the book is in the process still of publication. It should be out in another month or two.
Yeah, read the book.
Worldwide
catch flights, not feelings.
Not feelings, yeah. Don't catch feelings with me.
Yeah, right now, catch flights, not feelings for me.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.